Hello and welcome to Drive Spark, and today we are at the Bison Harley-Davidson dealership to check this out. We are here to check out a Revolution, and this is it from Harley-Davidson, the LiveWire. So this is Harley-Davidson's first electric motorcycle, and certainly isn't the last for sure because the future is electric. So here's one quick look, a walk around of the motorcycle before we go into details. And here we are right up front. Let's talk about the headlamps first. These are projector LED units. The headlamp design, of course, is traditional Harley Davidson, the circular headlamp. It gets a brilliant mask around it that is styled to look somewhat like their flat track racer, but that's how it is. And we have twin discs up front with alloy wheels. We have LED indicators, and we have typical Harley Davidson switch gear, nice thick buttons. Yes, this gets Bluetooth connectivity, as we see here, voice command. The screen right now is turned off, but it's a TFT display with Bluetooth. And we have this here, the kill switch, hazard lights, the whole Harley Davidson switchgear thing. And we have this tank panel. Well, it's not really a tank because it's electric, of course. What this has inside it is the charging circuit, and right here is the charging port. So just one tap and it should open up. So there we are. Check it out. This is how you charge the Harley Davidson LiveWire. This is where you charge it. One simple close and that's it. It is shut, close. The entire charging circuit can be removed. The entire tank unit, well, it's not really a tank, but we're used to calling it a tank, so yes, we're gonna go ahead with that. The entire unit can be removed through this bolt right here, and it reveals a battery which is right underneath it. That's how we take out the battery of the Harley LiveWire. This is the battery, 15.5 kilowatt hour battery, and right below it is the motor. The battery, as you see, it has fins for air cooling as well as liquid cooling. It is a liquid cooled motor and battery. We have the liquid cooling unit right here. Now we'll come to the motor in just a bit, but this is where the motor is located, and it drives the rear wheel. We have the rear wheel right here, single disc, of course, from Brembo, and at the rear we have this unique looking tail design. Really slim profile at the rear, really simple, and nothing out here. The tail lamp and the indicators are down there on the tire hugger. We come to the side, we find it is a belt driven vehicle. Yes, it's not a hub motor, it is, the motor is mounted there, and it drives the transmission unit which drives the rear wheel via belt. Now let's get to the motor and its output. Well, it produces the equivalent of 105 bhp and 116 Nm, in fact, and it sends it directly through the transmission unit via belt drive to the rear wheel. And of course you don't get the normal motorcycle controls because this isn't a normal motorcycle. We have the throttle and the front brake and the rear brake all in the right places, but the difference being, on this side you do not have a gear lever, and neither do you have the clutch lever. As you see, it's all empty. Usually what one does is you reach for the clutch. Well, it just isn't there because, well, it's electric. That's where the future is headed, ladies and gentlemen. And we have adjustable forks. The front suspension is adjustable for preload, damping, etc., etc., and so is the rear suspension. It's a monoshock. The chassis is bolted together. Yes, that is also a first from Harley-Davidson. You will not find any welds anywhere on the chassis. It's all bolted together. Here we see the bolts for the rear subframe and the bolts that hold the battery in place, and right here we have the bolts that connect the front end. It was possible to bolt it together because, well, it's an electric motorcycle. There are no vibrations, so there was no necessity for welds to hold everything in place. No vibrations means screws can hold it well in place, in a safe manner. Well, that's about the motorcycle in itself in terms of specs. But what this motorcycle is, it's more than just specs, because this is a huge departure for Harley Davidson from what they have been known for. When we look at this, on one end you have this displayed in the showroom right here, and on the other you have these motorcycles. You see, Harley Davidson has always been known for their big V-twin engines and their roar that comes from these exhaust pipes. Yes, this is a Vance and Hines exhaust on a Fat Boy, probably the most iconic Harley on sale right now. But yeah, this is what we're talking about. Harley Davidson is known for these kind of motorcycles with these kind of engines, but someone at Harley decided to bring in a revolution, and that started a few years ago with the V-Rod, bringing in liquid cooling and bringing in more customers to the pack, targeting more younger audiences. Then they brought in their flat track racer, and now comes this. This is expected to bring the future generation into Harley's portfolio, or into Harley's customer base. Right now, Harley's customer base has customers who are traditional. They want big air-cooled engines, huge ones, and they want to do rides and etc. But the future is electric. The automotive industry is headed towards electric mobility, and that is why Harley Davidson has launched this. Has not launched it in India, has launched it globally in international markets. It's available in the US market. Once it is launched in India, it is expected to cost anywhere over 30 lakh rupees, between 30 to 35 lakh. That's what it's expected to cost. But well, it won't sell in numbers. Harley Davidson is not aiming at numbers with this motorcycle, but it's looking at creating a revolution, and that it has done already. Harley Davidson is just displaying this motorcycle in India right now. It was unveiled in India last month in August, on the 27th of August, and now it is touring the country, going to various Harley Davidson dealerships across the country, and it will be put on sale probably next year. Harley Davidson has not confirmed on it, neither do dealerships have information about the launch date, but we are expecting a launch next year. With that, well, we would have to wrap this up. This is the Harley-Davidson LiveWire once again on display in Bangalore just for a day before it heads to the next city, and which I am told is Pune, and then it heads back to America until an India-specific model is brought into the country. So this is the Harley-Davidson LiveWire. For any questions, you can comment below, you can ask us, we would answer, and well, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to Drive Spark for more auto news, reviews and updates.